40 years ago, or should I say 40 plus years ago, Michael Olding made the remarks. He was still playing for the West Indies at the time. And he said, when the batsmen are struggling, the selectors dropped one of the bowlers and had an extra batsman. But when the pitches are flat, they do not drop a batsman and had a fifth bowler. Yesterday, with West Indies 177 for 8, needing a further 37 runs to win from 31 deliveries, West Indian fans would be happy that Akil Hussain at 10 and Carrie Peer at 11 are two batsmen with first-class hundreds. Hello everyone, welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company on this day when we celebrate another West Indies victory. Today's show is brought to you by Pro DUXANO 12-piece non-stick cookware set. It's tough, durable, and built to last. Cook healthy, live healthy. The Pro DUXANO makes every meal feel like gourmet. With Christmas approaching and with Thanksgiving approaching, as the holiday season approach, upgrade your cookware today and feel the difference. Get your Pro DUXANO cookware set by clicking the link in the video description. On Sunday, Manchester United beat Liverpool 2-1. Ferrari, through de Klerk, finished on the podium. I do not expect Ferrari to win many races. The Mercedes cars and Verstappen Red Bull is naturally faster than the Ferrari cars. So, with Charles Leclerc finishing on the podium, it was not a thing for me to celebrate. And yesterday, in a very exciting, dramatic, and thrilling encounter, for the third time in 48 hours, there was a sporting result for me to celebrate. This morning, I want to congratulate the West Indies team for winning the match yesterday. It was hard fought. It was nerve-wracking. There was a lot of emotion and a lot of quarreling. But at the end of the day, West Indies won the match in dramatic, super over fashion. If you had asked me if I want West Indies to win the match in a super over, of course. It heightens the tension. And that's what you live for, excitement. You know, we are not here for a long time. We are here for a short time. And in that short time, we should have a good time. And so you love those type of finish. Some would say it was a super over win. Tell that to Bangladeshi supporters. Tell that to the Bangladeshi team. This morning and from yesterday, West Indies fans must support, must celebrate, and you must celebrate every victory. In recent times, we have been very hard on the batsmen. A number of you can cite on numerous occasions when we claim that the bowler set up the match and the batsmen lost it. when we claim that the bowlers did well, but the batsmen did not come to the party. In my analysis of yesterday's match, the reverse was true. The bowlers never quite came to the party. They weren't poor, but they weren't outstanding. And the batsmen bailed us out. Lesser analytic mind than mine would look at it and say, but we restrict Bangladesh to 213 or 50 overs, and that's good bowling. Now, in the same way, in the second test match in India, on that pitch, we should have made more than 390 runs in the second innings. I put it to you that on that pitch yesterday, with West Indies chasing 213, it was a better batting performance on that pitch than the batting performance on the road at Delhi. Our bowlers should not have conceded 213 runs on that pitch. So it was one of those occasions where the batsmen bail out the bowlers. And thanks be to Shahab, Justin Greaves, Casey Carty, as most of the batsmen chipped in and were able to get 213 on that pitch. At 90 for 4, with the ball getting older and softer, and the Bangladeshi spinners wheeling away at the West Indies batsmen, I think right now the Bangladeshi are looking back and said, we should not have played Rahman. Or maybe Saif Hussain should have bowled more than 2 overs. For just as West Indies did when they were bowling, where they created history, as you would have known by now, by becoming the first team to bowl the entire 50 overs in an ODI bowling spin. So I think this was a match that the batsmen won for us. I am not saying that the bowling was terrible, because I know a number of you would misinterpret me. But the bowling should have been better yesterday. I am disappointed that Bangladesh made 213 on that pitch. And no praise can be too high for our batsmen to get that score, because it was certainly not easy. No praise can be too high for Akir Hussain, for his 17 was very, very crucial. Sorry, his 16 was very crucial. And needing 2 runs to tie the score off the last delivery, Carripier showed nerves of steel, and in conjunction with hope. And the saying is now, as long as hope is there is always hope for the West Indies. And it was a good knock by the West Indies captain yesterday. He played well. 4 fours, he didn't try to hit a 6 yesterday. He was controlled, he played well. And against spinners, once the ball is that flying past his nose and he doesn't have to think about that, then Hope is really one of the best one-day international batsmen in the game presently. And he showed, the West Indies captain showed his class yesterday and West Indies came out victorious, and we should all celebrate another win. Don't watch the Super over. A win is a win, and it must be celebrated. And again, I said, if you don't think it was a win, trust your feeling right now. Because if we had lost that match, the good feeling that you are getting right now, the smile on my face would not be there. So congratulations to West Indies. Now I also want to congratulate Alec Athanaze, the part-time off spinner. 10 overs, 2 for 14. There was a time when Alec Athanaze bowled 5 overs, 1 for 3. 5 overs, 1 for 3. His last 5 overs went for 11 runs. And he bowled unchanged. That was key. And I think that Alec Athanaze was brought into the attack because I recall shouting out one of the times when Chase and Motie was bowling. And I said, these boys are bowling shite on that pitch. It just seems like Chase, every time he builds up a pressure, he served up the 4-ball. Every time he builds the pressure and then he just serve up a 4-ball. And so, and Gudakesh Motie, there's concern over Gudakesh Motie for me. Once again, he was our most expensive bowler. He got 3 wickets, yes, 3 for 65 from his 10. And he was the most expensive bowler for the 2nd consecutive match in a row. He conceded more than 20 runs more than any other West Indies bowlers. Any other West Indies bowler. And that is a cause for concern. And Gudakesh Motie, for me, is no longer a sure pick in this West Indies ODI team. He continues to be expensive. I will do some more research as it has been a hectic time. As you realized yesterday, I was unable to do a watch along. Tomorrow, I'll still not be able to do a watch along either. It's just the nature of things. There are things that you have other things to do. But Gudakesh Motie continues to be expensive. He continues to be poor. Yesterday, he was absolutely terrible. For a spinner to go for 6.5 runs on over on that pitch is unacceptable, unsatisfactory, despite getting the 3 wickets. And he was poor, very poor. I would like Darren Sammy and his bowling coach, the gentleman there, Ravi Rampal, and the other bowlers, I would like them to have a talk with Athanaze. One of the things that I learned as a youngster is that when you are bowling and you bowl a delivery that you like, you try to remember everything about that delivery. You try to remember your body position, your arm position, where you landed on the crease, and everything, where your head was and so on. Those days, we didn't have cell phone and cameras readily available to take images and replay at them. So you have to use the computer of your brain. And so when you bowl those good deliveries, you try to replay it in your mind and try to repeat it. I'm suggesting to the West Indies coaching staff, once again, I'm giving them a suggestions because I am always happy to give them suggestions in this regard, that they debrief Hatanese. Find out what he was doing. The analyst also needs to come in and show them where Atanese was landing the ball. And they need to have a pitch map of where Atanese was landing the ball. And Chase in particularly, who is a right-arm off spinner, the other three are left-arm orthodox spinner. Chase in particularly should take a leave. You know, everybody has their own style. But if you are pitching a ball in a certain area and the batsmen are not getting it away, you have to force the batsmen to adjust. And I would really like Chase to look at what, in particular, look at what Atanese, where Atanese was landing those balls yesterday. And I really like the rest of the bowlers to debrief Atanese and ask him what he was doing. Now, I'm not here saying that Atanese is the next Lawrence Gibbs. I am not here saying that Atanese can repeat yesterday's performance. He may never get... I am sure he will never bowl 10 overs for 14 runs again in an international match for the rest of his life as long as he plays international cricket. He may bowl 10 overs and get more wickets, but he will never bowl 10 overs again and get 2 for 14. And I'm not here saying that Atanese is an all-rounder. A few years ago, we saw Pooran get 4 wickets in a match. Was it 4 or 5? I think it's 4. Where is Pooran now as a bowler? I am not taking anything away from Atanese's performance, but I also need to make the point that I'm not saying that he's the next best, he's the next big West Indies off spinner. I'm not saying that either. All I'm saying is that they need to debrief him, find out what he was doing, and see if more bowlers can repeat that. Also, it will be interesting to see if Justin Greaves can repeat that. The next point I want to make, and I'm coming to your comments very shortly because this is a celebratory match, celebration time, is that I will go in with the same playing 11 for the third match unless Bangladesh drastically alter the pitch today, which I don't think they have the time to really drastically alter it. The most they can do is to add a lot of moisture to it, and then we'll have our fast bowlers to deal with that. I don't think they want to do that. So if the pitch remained if the pitch remained the same, I am going with the same team. So I want to put that out there. I am going in with the same team. When I look at the team, however, yesterday morning, I cannot follow the logics of Augusti playing ahead of Django. The team won. I credited the batsmen for their performances, including Augusti. He made 17. Probably Django played, he got a 1-ball ducks, and West Indies don't win the match. It's a separate thing I am talking about. I know that most of you cannot separate things. Well, sorry, I'm not saying that most of you can. But there are few of you who cannot separate the two things that I'm talking about. I congratulate the batsmen because I think they won the match. And Augusti making 17 contributed to that victory. But what I'm saying that when I look at the playing 11, I do not see the rationale, any body of work that Augusti would have done for him to play ahead of Django. And one now has to wonder if the easiest way to play for the West Indies and to captain the West Indies team in case of the test team is really to play for the St. Lucia Kings. You know, so there are two separate issues that I'm dealing with. I have that ability. I know most of you have that ability. A few of you will have a challenge separating the two issues. Congratulations for making his ODI debut. Much appreciation for the 17 that he made yesterday. And he contributed to the win. But the question I'm asking, what was the rationale? What was the cricketing rationale or the body of work that he had done to be selected ahead of Amir Django? Before I come to your comments, I want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by the Pro DUXANO 12-piece non-stick cookware set. Tough, durable, and built to last. Cook healthy, live healthy. The Pro DUXANO makes every meal feel like gourmet. With Christmas, Thanksgiving, and the holiday season fast approaching, upgrade your cookware today and feel the difference. Get your Pro DUXANO cookware set by clicking the link in the video description. Also in the video description, I encourage you to visit the Cricket Forum store. Click on the link also and support the channel today. Good morning once again, as I look forward now to your comment. South Africa officially has on their version of Brian Lara, and his name is Brian Charles Rabada. What an innings by Rabada though, Envoy. Thank you yes. Also, credit to Akil Hussain. He arrived at like 4 a.m. and played an important role with both bat and ball. Yes, credit must be given to Akil Hussain. And maybe that's why Akil Hussain went for 41 runs, because I did not expect Akil Hussain to go for 41 runs on that pitch. But one has to appreciate the fact that he arrived, I think he arrived something like 7 hours before the start of the match. Good morning, Athena. Good morning. When Akil was saying bowl that no ball, I thought we were done, said Wilson Mans. I can understand that, you know. Yes, it doesn't matter how you win, you win. Athanasis to totally surprise me with his economy spell. Was that a record? No, it wasn't a record, but I shouldn't say that. Let me research that. I think there was somebody that bowled the 10 overs for 9 runs. Let me research it. Wilson Mans. Very happy for the win. Bobby Brown said, our bowling in the last 5 overs was horrendous. Yes, Bobby. And as I made a point, Gudakesh Motie, despite picking up the 3 wickets, and despite the fact that I will play him again tomorrow, he has been our most expensive bowler in the last 2 matches. And not by close, because even yesterday, he conceded more than 21 runs, more than the next person to him. I think it was Chase, 44, you know. So that is grave cause for concern. Yeah, and I agree with you, Bobby. Top of the morning, Mr. Casanova. Hope our best batsman in the Caribbean for sure. Well, That's okay, the champion. I have no issue with you rating Hope as our best batsman in the Caribbean. I see him as our best ODI batsman. I do not necessarily see him as our best test batsman or our best T20 batsman. Maybe if you should rate all our batsmen, say you rate them in ODI, rate all our batsmen in T20, and rate all our batsmen in Test cricket, yeah, maybe Hope comes out with the highest mark, and then you would have to say he is our best batsman in the Caribbean. So could be, you could say that, because really and truly, our batsmen in the Caribbean are not that good. But Hope has shown over the years that he is a world-class one-day international batsman. And he proves it again yesterday. He proves it again. We created is with 50 overs of spin. Yeah, I did mention that. Yes, Atanes did said that. Banana Brooks is saying Bangladesh innings allowed to get too many runs in the last 3 overs. Yes, Banana Brooks, I made that point. Thank you, Wilson, man. Hit that like button, please. And hit the like button, and please remember to check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description, and also the Pro DUXANO Cookware set. Both links are in the video description. Are you sure Atanes won't repeat the feat? Are you sure Atanes won't repeat the feat or do better? You are, I don't know, you're omniscient, it seems. I can tell you right now, Sheldon Smith, that Atanes will never bowl that well in his life again. He will never bowl 10 overs and conceded only 14 runs again in an international match. Never. And, I shouldn't say never, but I say never in the sense he will never. He will never. Frederick think Django for Rutherford. That could be a change, but I don't want to change a winning team. Curtis Crooks, good morning, man. I know that you're in Jamaica for almost a week now and we have not meet up. But it has been so busy. It has been push and pull, push and pull. It has been push and pull, and yes. Another concern is Rutherford, said Wilsonmans, and someone is making the point that Django could replace Rutherford. But as I said, persons are questioning Rutherford's attitude, and you saw it. He doesn't look in it. It seems like something is bothering him ever since he did not get that award, and there was so much excuse came up about why he never got it. Excuse that cannot stand up to scrutiny. And we see parallel where the award was different, parallel to the time period with Rutherford, and he just doesn't seem to be in it. I however think that he has some capital in the bank, and also I do not want to change a winning team. Why do you think Rutherford was sent to bat before King, said Valerie? He wasn't. King got a 1-ball open in the innings. In super overs, you usually send who you think are your most explosive batsmen. And I think the hierarchy believe that Rutherford is more explosive than Brandon King, and it's only 1 over. And so then they're asking Rutherford to bat. But that's a good thing. Should King have been the man? And we the thing about it though, Valar, we won the match. And so would King have been a better option than Rutherford? It's up for debate. It's a debate that we could have. But clearly, the management of the West Indies cricket team believes that Rutherford is more explosive. And I think they believe that Rahman was the one who bowled over the seamer. I think the West Indies believe that they're going to bowl Richard. Richard is going to bowl the right arm leg spinner. And so they think that if the right arm leg spinner bowl, then Rutherford will carry him more so than King. Also, you have to give the management, Darren Sammy, the head coach, you have to give Darren Sammy credit here, for he may have outthought the Bangladeshi by sending the left-hander. They then decide no, that they are not going with the leg spinner. Should West Indies had sent King to open the innings, I am almost sure that Richard would have bowled that super over. So credit to Darren Sammy for outthinking the Bangladeshi. I think that's what happened. He thought them. He said that if we send two right-handers, they're going to bowl the leg spinner. Send Rutherford. And so it's like a win-win, because if the leg spinner come on, it's a good matchup for Rutherford. The Bangladeshi look at it and said, no, this is a good matchup for Rutherford. Let's go with Rahman. And I think that's what happened. Maybe they should have gone with Misra. So, yeah, could be. Congratulations to Sammy if that was the thought process. Third ODI will use the same wicket as the first ODI. Can't give a source as I. Okay, sure. Okay, thank you. So you are saying that the good morning, Valerie. Banana Brook, our good friend over there in England, is saying that the same wicket that they use for the first ODI will be. Now, before I go any further, because I'm going through your comment here, I really appreciate you being here. I predicted 2-1. Those of you who are here would remember, if you remember, I predicted 2-1 that the West Indies will win the series 2-1. I hope that prediction holds true and that we'll win the second match. Good morning, Jamor Small. M. Call is saying, as a St. Lucian and a proud one at that, I too could not understand the rationale behind Agosti being selected ahead of Django. Yeah, I didn't understand it. It worked out well, so you give the coach credit, but was it a rational decision? I don't know. You're going to play the young man again tomorrow, of course, because he played on a winning team. But yes, M-Cod, I didn't understand. Well, I just said that I just gave him credit there, I just gave him a lot of credit because I think that he outthought and outcoached the Bangladeshi and the decision to bowl Athanaze, whosoever decision it was, and I'm sure that it probably come from Darren Sammy, Ravi Rampal, and Sheo. It could be, so you give them again credit, you give the coach credit for the decision to bowl Athanaze. And it turns out to be a good decision and you need to give them credit. You need to give the coach credit for that, because if Athanaze had gone for 40 runs from his 10 overs, you would still say that's good bowling, but would have lost the match because would have not have scored that extra 26 runs because Gudakesh Motie was so shite. He was so poor. He was terrible. So it's a good decision to bowl Athanaze, and you give them credit again for that. I wouldn't mind Akil Hussain captain the West Indies team in some shape or form, the champion. Well, that's no problem. That's your wish. You're almost you're entitled to your wish, and that's okay. I mean, wants everybody as their favorite. Mark Elliott is saying the sweep shot isn't working for most of our West Indies players in this tournament. It hasn't worked for them any at all. I mean, it works somehow on the road in Delhi, but I keep on making the point, Merle, and persons have to understand this, and we have to get this. Stuart Broad said that Joe Root doesn't play a shot in a match. He doesn't play a stroke in a match. I mean, when I say stroke, we're not talking about, and you could say, yeah, Joe Root doesn't play a stroke in a match unless he has practiced it over 3,000 times. I doubt our batsmen even practice the sweep shot 1,000 times in their career. You know, they may practice it 30 times a year. Have you ever seen the West Indies team practicing a specific drill? Tell me, any of you ever seen the West Indies team practicing a specific drill? Yes, every now and then you see them practicing somebody throwing a ball to them and they're pulling. That's the only shot you see them practicing. You never see the West Indies team say, okay, you see this next 100 delivery, you're going to play some off drive. So whether it's a bowling machine or a throwdown, 100 off drive, back of one another. You never seen the West Indies team doing that. You never. So the challenge is that it's not that I want West Indies batsmen to play sweep, reverse sweep. I want them to play the switch it. I want them to play the scoop. I want them to play the ramp. I want them to be 360-degree players. But the thing is that our batsmen don't practice it. So in match, they look very stupid. And I don't know if they realize that they were stupid. But they went after Motie in these last 3 overs, but he never bowled well throughout the match entirely, entirely. Hope is very patient. He did a captain knock. Yes, well done by Hope. Miss Atane surprised everyone. I think he even surprised himself with that bowling, said Mr. Casanova. I agree with you. The most economical bowling in ODI. Here's someone who did the research because I was Sean Abbott. He bowled 5 overs. He bowled 5 overs, but you never tell us how many runs. But, the second most economical was by Phil Simmons. He bowled 10 overs, 8 maiden, 3 runs, 4 wickets versus Pakistan. Thank you, TKR supporter. But you need to give us some more information on Shad Abbott. Maybe Django takes up the gloves and free up Hope to concentrate on his batting. Could be, but again, I want to go in the match with the same 11. Rutherford still a lot of money in the bank. I don't know if he still has a lot, but he does have some credit. He does have some credit. It is running out now, though. It's being used up, but he still have a, yeah. He needs to earn some more. Yes. Kervin Duncan, how you doing? Good morning. I will pay for Rutherford, Shepherd, and Chase to return home. Wow! Kervin Duncan, he said that he will pay for them to return home. Wow! Rutherford looks like he doesn't want to be there. True, I can agree with that. Felix think that Django should replace Rutherford. No problem with that. No problem, because one of the things I always said on this show, I am not adverse to different opinions. You know, I'm never adverse to different opinion. I would go with Rutherford. I'll play the same team. And I welcome different opinion. It's not like a radio show in Jamaica. I don't know if it's still going on. You know, it comes on, I think, 1 o'clock every weekday. I don't know. Somebody can tell me if that show still go on. And one of the hosts in particularly, if you have a different opinion from his, he claims that you hate him and you're fighting against him and so on. You know, and I mean, it's the most unfortunate things to say because someone has a different opinion than you think the person hates you and fighting against you. And so I welcome different opinions here, you know. So I don't have an issue with anyone who wants to drop Motie. I don't have an issue with anyone who wants to drop Chase. I don't have an issue with anyone who wants to drop Rutherford. For me, Chase deserves a spot in the ODI team and the T20 team, so I would not drop him. I can understand persons getting frustrated with Rutherford. I still think he has some credit in the bank, so I would not drop him. Gudakesh Motie has been our most expensive bowlers in ODI. If we did not win the match, but the thing is that we won it and we can't change, you know. So I'm not dropping him. But if you have a different opinion, I'm okay. Athena said the third match will be a test for Sammy IQ selection, also for Simmons. Yeah, I keep on forgetting that is Simmons that is coaching Bangladesh. Rutherford is our attacking batsman in the middle. We need him to get his head into a good place. And probably, yes, that's true. Explosive maybe, but not assertive. I think she's replying to the reason why Rutherford came ahead of King in the super over. But what do you think, Valerie, that Darren Sammy would have outfoxed Simmons by sending Rutherford? Therefore, they changed their plan to go with Richard. You know, could be. Carl said, Django definitely needs to be included for either King or Rutherford. Well, I don't agree with you, dear Carl, for when you say King, because why would you drop King when he was our highest scorer in the first match? You know, so, and, you know, there are times where I do not understand if we just choose to call a name sometime. Because in the first match, King was our highest scorer. I think he made more than twice the next closest batsman to him. So because he gets a 1-ball dux in the second match, we choose to drop him. I don't play it like that. You know, I just don't play it like that. I can't do that. So a number of persons are saying Django for Rutherford, it seems there. And who is not there? Well, you know, and I saw persons mentioning the name of players who are not there, but you know, if you are here long enough, that when the squad is selected, we go through it, we talk about it, we say who we think should be there or who should not be there. And so I am one of them. I did say that Bidassi should be there and so on, but come on now, we have to recognize that it's only the 15 players that are there that is going to take part in the third match. There's no way we're going to fly in anybody else, you know, and that's something that we need to talk about, you know, because the West Indies medical department is now under the microscope. The medical department and the fitness department is now under the microscope. What the shite is happening that we have to be returning players so often? Why is it that West Indies has to be spending money for an airfare and hotel accommodation for unfit players? The medical department and the fitness department is now under the microscope, and if we need to fire some people, we need to fire them now. This should not continue unless they said to Darren Sammy, Shamar is not fit enough, And Darren Sammy said, I carrying him, man. By the time him reach a few days, and the medical department said, no, don't carry him, he won't be able to play. And he said to the medical department, oh, you rate him? And they said, 70% chance of being able to play. And then some say, if 70%, may I take a chance with him. Unless it's something like that. And we need to know. That's a question that we need to know. I will definitely ask Miles Bascom, whose decision has it been over the last month to be flying unfit players to Asia and have to be flying in reserve for them? Whose decision was it? Is it the medical department, the fitness department, or is it the head coach overruling the recommendations from his expert? So all of these things need to be addressed. Need to be addressed. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you very much for being here. And please remember, check out the Cricket Forum link in the video description, and for a wide range of items in our store, and also the DUXANO Pro Cookware. Christmas is coming up. Upgrade your cooking set, man, and let it and make every meal feel like gourmet. I should have run a poll, but tomorrow I'll be streaming a quiz competition. It's not my competition, but I'm just saying that probably I stream it on the Cricket Forum platform. I should have run a poll and asked you if you are comfortable with that, because this is really a cricket platform. And when you people come here, you expect to hear about cricket. And for me to stream in an environmental quiz on it, then it is like moving away from what our avatar is. I will be producing the event, but I'm saying if I'm producing the event, I can just set it up that it come to my platform also. It will be streaming to I think the Ministry of Education or their platform, but I can also stream it. And I'm wondering, I'm going to put it on the Cricket Forum. If I'm getting a negative feedback, I will take it down. But if the feedback is positive, I'll keep it up. I should have done the poll, and so if I see like 20 person come on and say take it down, I will. Yeah. But if 20 come on and say take it down and 50 come on and say let it stay, then I will let it stay. It's always a democracy. So please hit that like button. Check out our links in the video description. Support the channel. Have a wonderful day and support West Indies. Come on, man. You need to get up and watch the match. We are sleeping. We need to get up and watch the match tonight. Watch the match. If you agree with me that you'll get up and watch the match, I will do a watch along for the first part of the match. I can't do it because I have to leave home tomorrow morning early. I have to leave home by probably 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I can't do all of it. But if you agree that you will get up and watch the match, I'll definitely do a watch along. Until then,